Are the Chinese people afraid of Zionists? I heard a story. You are at sea and saved a Zionist. After climbing aboard, his first action isn't to thank you, but to kneel and pray, thanking God for sending a ship to rescue him. In his eyes, you are just a stinking boat driver, so he believes the ship is his. If you don't give him the ship, he will throw you overboard. But before throwing you, he will force you to write an IOU stating that you owe him 10 ships. So your family must redeem you since they control the media, and in the end he cries to the world that you seized his ship, and even renames the sea as the Wailing Sea. And now let me tell you 3 more short historical stories. The first story, about 1,000 years ago, Jews traveled along the Silk Road to China. In 1163 AD, they built the first synagogue in Kaifeng City, calling themselves Yichileye, a transliteration of Israel. They observed the religious laws, avoided intermarriage, celebrated the Sabbath, and did so for 700 years. But later, they began to study Chinese culture, sought to enter politics and business, no longer had time to learn Hebrew, and intermarried with Chinese people, diluting their lineage. By 1605, when the missionary Matthew Rich encountered them, these Jews could even no longer distinguish between Judaism and Catholicism. They were completely assimilated and integrated into Chinese society. The second story. About 800 years ago, during the Southern Song Dynasty, there was a wealthy Jewish merchant named Pu Shougen. His family had traded in China for 3 generations and was immensely rich. During the turmoil of the Southern Song Dynasty, Pu Shougen surrendered to the Yuan army in 1276 and massacred around 5,000 people in Quanzhou City. We love recording history. Glories are briefly noted, but humiliations are recorded in details. 368 years later, Zhu Yanzhang, the founding emperor of the Ming dynasty, read about this part of history and took revenge immediately. Pu Shougen's male descendants were condemned to eternal servitude, and his female descendants to eternal prostitution, leading to the complete disappearance of his family line. The third story, 736 years ago during the Yuan dynasty, the Yuan Dianzhang was enacted. Jewish merchants who only ate animals slaughtered by cutting the throat and harassed those who did otherwise, angered the Yuan government, which issued a new law. Anyone who dared to slaughter cattle or sheep by cutting the throat would be executed. As for the struggles of the past 200 years, such as the battle against Soros in 1998, we have more stories to tell. So Chinese people are not afraid of Jews, not because we are tougher than anyone else, but because we have 5,000 years of history. We love recording history, learning from history, and we cherish peace. As long as you are well versed in history, you will find that there is nothing new under the sun. Similar events have always occurred in the past. Every Chinese person knows the line from a song. Let me tell you, for friends, we have good wine. For jackals and wolves, we have shotguns.